Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Mega Man 3, aka Rockman World 3, for the Game Boy. In this game, Dr. Wily is using a converted oil platform to draw energy from the Earth's core to power a new machine. Not surprisingly, Mega Man has to go out there and stop him. Also not surprisingly, Dr. Wily has robot masters waiting for him. 4 from the third game, and 4 from the fourth game. And by the third and fourth games, I mean the third and fourth games on the NES. Once again, we have a password system. I will be showing the passwords off every time I beat a robot master. And we're going to go ahead and start a new game, because why not? So we have Sparkman, Gemini Man, Shadow Man, and Snake Man. We're gonna start with Snake Man. You could potentially beat any of the robot masters with the Mega Buster, or in this case, well, actually it is the Mega Buster, because you can charge with the B button this time. And you can slide with down and A. As I was saying, you can beat any of the robot masters with the Mega Buster, but Snake Man is the easiest to do it with, if you know how. Left and right lets you move around, A jumps, B shoots, you can hold B to charge up the Mega Buster. When you're flashing like that, after a second or two, you can let out a charge shot, and down and A lets you slide. Got some snake heads, want to take them out with fully charged shots. Same thing with the little bouncy robots too. Do not want to get hit by either the bouncy robots or the projectiles from the snake heads. That would be bad. And that really would be bad because for some reason, and I'm not sure if it was just my practice run, but for some reason this game seems to be rather stingy with the health pickups. Anyway, that was a Bola Joe. When he opens up his eye, you can shoot at him. And you can also shoot at him after he throws the bola too. Of course, once he pulls out a new one, he's invulnerable again until he attacks. And now it's time to face this giant snake head. The moving parts of the snake's body makes it a little hard to jump at times. But if you can jump up and shoot the lower jaw of this giant snake, you'll be in business. And this is a large health pickup that I'm picking up. There are smaller ones that are just a circle. And there are also small and large weapon pickups as well. The energy pickups, the health pickups, are circular in nature, while the weapon pickups look more like rectangles. Like so. That was a small one. We will eventually see the big one. And you want to set up a charge shot when you jump to the right on that first pit so you can take out the snake head. And you want to be careful on that pit that I just jumped across, because there are these flying robots that drop their heads down like bombs, and they will get in your way and knock you into the pit below if you are not careful and you're not knowledgeable of the fact that they're going to be there. And another room like this, another giant snake head. And I was hoping to get in at least one more charge shot so I could finally finish that thing off. And now we got the spring enemies. They will spring over you, and once they do, you can hit them. There will be the bomb head enemies from earlier showing back up here too. So you do want to be careful. Oh, no, I guess they weren't there. Must be a little later in the level that I was thinking about. And here's Eddie Flip Top. What will they give us? I'll tolerate this. Again, there's not much in the way of energy pickups in this game. At least it feels that way. Eddie Flip Top will show up once per level. Sometimes Eddie will give you a weapons pickup. Sometimes he'll give you a health pickup. Sometimes you'll get an extra life or even an energy can. Sometimes you'll get an E-tank. If you don't like what Eddie gives you, you can just leave the room and come back, and you can keep waiting for him to drop something until he does. When he stops, that's when he's about to give you the item. Be sure to back away so that you'll know ahead of time what it is, and then you can decide whether or not you want it. I usually do this in case Eddie wants to give me a bunch of weapon power-ups when I don't need him at any point in the game. And right there at that pit, you do need to be careful because those flying enemies will show up. One will show up and you'll need to wait for it to fly away from you before you go for it. Also, you can shoot the legs of these things down, which is divine. Sadly, it is invulnerable while it's running towards you. The spring enemies. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The flying enemies and the spring enemies. They kind of team up against you right there. And here, you'll get more of the bomb enemies. They will come back. And you can shoot them down for power-ups if you need them. And here's another bowl of Joe. I usually shoot 3 fully charged shots at it. That is enough to do it in. And I need to take care of this thing. Now, if you have Rush Jet, I think you can get to that energy can. That energy tank. The energy tanks allow you to fully refill your health at any point in the game. Assuming you have one in your inventory. You definitely want to save them for bosses. And you want to just save them for when you really need them. Which is, of course, during bosses. And that is kind of what I was looking for right there. You want to be careful on these platforms. And I kind of had the right idea jumping up over there, but well, that guy still got me. And I was trying to jump to the edge, and I couldn't jump to the edge. And I'm all the way back here now. That is not what I wanted. Thanks, game. Yeah, those jumps right there can be a bit on the difficult side. And I can't believe I got a charge shot off right there. That was neat. I may game over at any point in this game. Not that it's really going to matter much because Mega Man games have always had infinite continues and passwords. So, not much of a bother to me, thankfully. Oh. I didn't know I was that close to the final stretch of this. And just one more of these should be able to take that guy out. Alright. Now, we should... I'm about to say, we should be able to get the Snake Man from here. Yeah, I didn't jump off the very edge like I should have. Oh, and apparently shooting ahead of time allowed me to get rid of that enemy. Who knew? No. Okay. Yeah, you want to be careful around here, especially when you're dealing with the enemies, because that knockback can be a pretty nasty thing. Why are you back here? Anyway, I may lose another life here, so I'll try my best to explain this and hopefully not die. You want to shoot at Snake Man with fully charged shots from the Mega Buster. And you want to avoid the Surge Snakes. You're going to take quite a bit of damage if you're fighting him with the Buster. Unless you really know how to jump around Snake Man. Yeah, if you get hit, just stay away from Snake Man and just keep your distance and keep firing at him. Come on. How did I avoid that? How did I avoid all that and still destroy him? That was something. I thought I was going to lose my last life here. Not going to lie. But by beating Snake Man, we get Search Snake. And because I believe this is the first robot master that we've beaten, we'll get Rush Coil. Rush Coil we're going to need for the next stage. And of course, we have passwords. They're on a 4x4 grid, and you place 5 dots in them to pretty much tell the game, hey, I was here. Start me back here. Password is A0, A1, A3, B3, D2. And I will leave this password up for just a little while longer because I want to get a drink of tea. And there we go. Press the A button. Next up, Gemini Man. Gemini Man, you definitely want to be careful. Dragonfly enemies go down with a fully charged shot, or 3 regular shots, in case you can't charge up in time. The penguins will shoot eggs at you. Be ready to just go all out with them. Charge shot definitely helps against the penguins, because you just need one more shot just to take care of the penguin. And of course, you want to watch out near the pits too. Just watch the skies for these enemies. The eggs explode, by the way. Keep that in mind too. And by dropping down here, I know he's going to hit me. I wish he wouldn't hit me. You just really need to aim at that guy and just shoot him as much as you can. Charge shots definitely help. Though you may get hit by that guy at least once as he jumps around on the little construction jackhammer. And now we have to deal with a dragonfly every time we get to another platform. Thankfully, I always charge up every time. And when I make that slide, I always hold left, so that way when I get to the other side, ow, I keep forgetting he's going to shoot that egg. When I make it to the other side, I can always go to the left and then focus on beating up the dragonfly enemy. And these things produce little ghost monsters that may or may not drop power-ups that you may want. In this case, they did. Now it's time to use Rush Coil. Press start to pause, use the D-pad to select RC, which is Rush Coil. SN is, of course, the Snake Man or Search Snake. Press A, and you can use Rush Coil. Pressing B lets you call Rush. Jump on Rush, you'll pogo on up there. And I want to face away so that when I fire, I don't have to deal with any of the ghosts when I go for this energy tank. So all that's left to do is just destroy everything here with the charge shot. If you fire these little pulsating circles with the charge shot, you won't get the ghosts. If you don't, you do. If you're needing health, you're better off finding these things one by one and just clearing it out a little slower, just taking out the ghosts when necessary. Also definitely useful in case you need weapon energy as well, which can also be helpful in a game such as this. Did it on NES, I'm definitely going to do it here on Game Boy. And I want to fire away from the circles like before. Make sure I'm flashing fully before I let go of the B button, so that way I can easily get through and get to where I need to go without having to deal with a whole bunch of ghosts. And you weren't seeing things there. Mega Man's hand did go through the ladder there. It's just how the foreground and background elements work in these games. I mean, Mega Man 3 for the NES did this. Only makes sense that this game's going to do it too. And now, after taking out yet another mosquito or dragonfly enemy, we have the little penguin robots with the little crank on their heads. You want to jump up and shoot the crank. And if you shoot at the little penguins that come out of the penguin robot, out of the big penguin robot, you can actually get power-ups out of them. So keep that in mind in case you're needing health. Because the dragonflies and the ghosts aren't always going to help you. Of course, I'm usually going to get weapon pickups, and that's the big weapon pickup right there. Small one was on the left, the big one was on the right. And at this point, I can just keep jumping over the small penguins and hit the crank on the big one. Ow. Well, at least I managed to get all of my health back before that. Alright. There's a big weapon pickup if you need it, but I'm just going to charge shot my way through to here. And I was trying to fire at that, and that didn't exactly work. Yeah, these leaping robots can be a bit of a pain. And of course, we're going to have to deal with more dragonfly enemies. Once again, the charge shot is our friend. And you want to jump and shoot on the way up there to the right. That way you can take out the dragonfly enemy ahead of time. And we're there. Excellent. Time to equip Search Snake and take on Gemini Man. Gemini Man can give you a pounding if you're not careful. You want to make sure that Gemini Man is pretty much under you, and then you want to fire the Search Snake at him. That will get rid of the clone after 3 hits. From here, he'll just walk back and forth. He'll fire the Gemini laser, which fires at a 45-degree angle and bounces off the walls. You want to stay away from both Gemini Man and the laser, and you want to keep hitting him with Search Snake. Now, whenever you fire Search Snake, he jumps. You want to keep your distance a little bit, but that way when you fire the Search Snake, that jump, that little hop that he makes, won't help him at all. And we will get the Gemini laser for our efforts. Password A2, B2, D1, D2, D3. And I will leave that password up a little while longer while I get another drink of tea. And with that, we have 2 Robot Masters down and 2 more to go. Join me next time where we take on Shadow Man and Spark Man. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!